Hi, Sandy here. Today I'm working on a glue book and the subject is Christmas. It's all Christmas. I'm doing 50 pages. I always do 50, almost always do 58.5 by 11 pages and bind them. That's how I usually do it, and so I'm making 50 pages. I've already got 30 done and I'm working on more. These are my images that I've cut out of magazines, packaging. This is from some packaging from something. I don't remember what. Magazine pages. Just everything I've collected for Christmas. Well, not everything. These are my images. In here I have some calendar pages. Trying to get those used up. I have a lot of small gift wrapping scraps in here. Some of these, like this, I've had for at least 30 years. And I save the smallest scraps. I save everything. See, like that. And then here's a few calendar pages that I have duplicates of. I can't use those. And then I've stacked up all of my Christmas gift wrap right here in case I want to use some of that. I haven't used much of it yet. I do have this sheet, and I cut some of the pictures out of that, and I've used those on my pages. This is my folding table. There's my Samantha. She always likes to hang out with me. She's getting old. She has a really hard time getting up. Every time I leave my room, I keep the door shut, and I have to say, get up, you gotta leave my room. Okay, then here's my desk. Ooh, it's sunny. This is my books. All my borders I put in there that I make. I love making borders. I love making tags. I put those in there. These are my embellishments that I make. I put all of my words in here, not Christmas or anything, just everyday words. Characters. When my daughter was young, I saved up Mickey Mouse, Disney Princess, all kinds of stuff. And I've got all of those in there. I've got too much. She's grown up now. She's starting college next year. And then baby, children, and teen embellishments and stuff, stickers and embellishments. I keep all my stickers and embellishments in here. And then these are my subjects. And then the tags and anything in that subject would go in there. I've got animals and zoo, just various things. Birthday, wedding, food, kitchen, sports and bicycles, dogs and cats. Travel, outdoor, summer, family and friends, New Year's, Valentine's, St. Pat's, spring, July 4th, Halloween, fall, Thanksgiving, school, reading, artist. There's Rosie. She's coming in my room. Okay, and then this is my, try to make you dizzy. This is my winter snow Christmas book. So I've got that handy. I've got my borders and tags that I've made for snow, and I can use those in my book. And then I've got my Christmas section. There's my borders I've made for Christmas and some tags I've made for Christmas. And then all of my embellishments I stick in here so I can just flip through. When I make a Christmas page, everything is here. Unless I want to make a die cut, you know, I keep those separate. And my scrapbooking paper, I'm going to turn around slowly. This is my bin of paper that is subjects. The Christmas paper has a section. The pets have a section. That's for my sections, you know, the themes. And then these I sort by color. That's all the brighter colors. And then this one is the multicolor brown, black, and miscellaneous stuff. So I like to be really organized. And this is all of my glue books that I've made. I'm up to number 16 now, I think. But I usually keep them in the family room, but I had to clear some shelves to put my Christmas decorations out. So, back to my desk. So this is I temporarily put them in this book. I will flip through and show this to you. These are my finished pages. And I have those scanned onto the computer. I just finished this page. I'll show that to you too. I need to scan that one. And I'm working on this page. I need to get it glued together. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and stuck it on a page. And I'll show that to you in more detail. So let's get started. I'm going to set my camera up over my desk. Okay, I'm back. So this is a page I set up, and I'm ready to glue it together. So I'm going to slide everything off of here, pretty much. This is some very old gift wrap that I've had for quite a while, like decades. So I'm going to glue that down here in the corner. And then this is from some packaging of, oh, I bought this nightlight, and that's the packaging. I liked it, so I saved it. I thought it'd be a good background on a scrapbook page or something. And I've had it a couple of years and haven't used it, but using it now. So I'm going to put that right there. Then I've got this picture I cut out of a magazine. I'm going to cut these words off of it. It's not necessarily Christmassy, but it's I like using mansions and Victorian houses and stuff on my pages. And this one has some snow in it, so that looks good. And then I printed this off of the internet. I like to print stuff off of Pinterest. Sometimes I'll print off several pages of stuff. I try not to do it too often because, you know, ink's pretty expensive. So I like to make my ink last. And I hope you can see this paper. It's just off-white. In my book I'm doing pretty much, not necessarily sticking to it precisely, but I got red, green, off-white, red, well, it's beige, red, green, beige, red, green, beige. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. Okay, and then I've got this. It's Rice Krispies ad. It's a Christmas scene made with Rice Krispies, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I saved that. So got to get that on here. I think I need to line up my tree. Got to make sure the tree stands up straight. Yeah, that's working for me. There. Well, it's sticking off the edge slightly, so I have to trim that. No big deal. There. Okay. Then I've got this. Yesterday I cut up a folk art catalog from the 90s, where you could order crafts and stuff that people make, and I always enjoyed looking at those catalogs. I have like 6 or 8 of them. I haven't cut. This is the first one that I've cut up and used for anything. Okay. Then I've got. Am I missing anything? No. These were in a scrapbooking book that Disney scrapbooking book that I cut apart years ago. We don't ski, so we haven't had much opportunity to use this one. But here we go. I'm a big Mickey and Minnie Mouse fan, and it goes good with this because, as you can see, that's Mickey Mouse. If you've seen some of my Christmas decorating videos, you know that I'm a huge Mickey Mouse collector. Okay. It needs something right here, so I'm going to look in my pile and grab something. I've left a little bit too big. There, that looks good. Just yesterday I bought some Little Debbie cupcakes, and I cut up the box. I cut this out, and then on the back of the box they always have like 5 gift tags that you can cut out. Well, I didn't cut out the gift tags, but I cut out pictures on them, and these are a little bit thick, so I'm taking my razor blade and I'm gonna peel off the back and make it thinner, because I don't care for it being that thick. So, do I want to trim it down closer? No, it looks good to me. Okay, there. You know what? This is my washi tape. I have never bought a roll of washi tape. People give it to me at crops and stuff. And lately, I've had this a few years, and I'm making an effort to use it. This is my favorite Christmassy washi tape. So I'm just going to stick a piece right there. And I got some gold. Trying to use that up too. I'm going to purposely cut it crooked. And I'm going to put that right there. There. And that's done. So now I have to cover the other side. And it's a little bit wrinkled, and it doesn't matter. So I've got this. Cut that out of that folk country catalog. Looks very Christmassy. So now I need to add a few things. I've got this. I'm going to put that on there. I got this out of junk mail. Yeah, that was in some junk mail. And what else can I add? Santa. Yep. No, don't like that. I do like that. I need something. I'm going to add this up here. You got it. You can't. Well, you can just glue a page on and call it done, because if it's something, when you're looking through your book, if that's what you want to look at, and you enjoy seeing that picture, you know, that's fine. That's just fine. But I like to try to make it my own, so otherwise I feel like I'm cheating. But you're not really. So I like to add a few of my own little details. Here's some angels. I think I'll put that right. Where? Right there. And this was already on here. I cut that out with the page. So, and I'm going to bind this. Actually, I need to move it over this way because it's going to be bound on this side. Yeah, okay. So, this part's going to go in the binding. It doesn't really have to show. Okay. So now I guess I'm ready to glue. And I'm just really glad to be using up all this stuff, even though I'm collecting more stuff. But hey, I'm creating, and you know, I just love doing glue books. My #1 passion is scrapbooking. I've done so many scrapbooks, and I've got some pictures ordered now. Right now, I'm waiting to arrive in a few days. I ordered them from Walmart. There's a dead glue stick. So I've been saving them in this bucket. I think I have 8 now, making these glue books. I buy them by bulk. I order them from Walmart online. I buy three packs of 60 at a time, and I pick them up at the store. They ship them to the store, and I pick them up for free shipping. So I like glue sticks. They're very economical. Okay, I can't glue her down yet. Think, Sandy. Hold that up. I got to get this on here. I'm going to lay these out here to see how they're going to fit, so I know where I want to put this. Although I may not have much choice about where to put it. Okay. So it's going to go right there. Okay, then I'm going to glue on my girl with the snowman. Today is Saturday and it's 11:30, not quite noon. I'm still wearing my pajamas. I need to get dressed pretty soon though. I really do. Okay. There's my Santa. This is also from that folk art. A lot of these things are from the folk art magazine. Okay. That looks kind of crooked. I need to reposition that. And then this. I purposely cut this out with some decorative scissors to make it look like a stamp. And I think that's done. Maybe. Yes, it's done. It's done. So, next I'm going to do a red page. And I'm trying to use up the bigger things. I'm going to use that. But I have to cut it out. I'm not going to cover the whole page with it. I could, that's just a pretty page just as it is, but I have to make it my own, of course, you know. So, I'm not going to cut right up to the edge. I'm going to give it a little bit of an outline. I have an entire book that I made of Holly Hobby, and I have a flip through on my channel. When I was 18, back in 1977, 41 years ago, I got my first apartment, and Holly Hobby was a big thing then. And actually, I had Holly Hobby sheets on my bed. And I had Holly Hobby calendar in my kitchen. And then the next year I got married in 78, and every year I bought a new calendar for about 8 years, I bought the Holly Hobby calendar. And I just couldn't part with them. I've had them all of these years, and now I've taken them all apart, and I don't have very many pages left because I made the glue book, but I still have them. I don't need this side. I don't need that, but I still have the images, which is what I saved them for, and I have created with them. So that's kind of what matters. And I'm going to cut out these words. May or may not add it to the page. We'll see how it goes. I don't know where I'm going with this. Really, I don't have a clue. So, let's see. I have these rooms. I cut these out of that magazine also. Let's take this off. That looks kind of nice. And they're just the right era for Holly Hobby. Yeah, that looks nice too. Hate covering this up, but I actually have him cut out and I can use him on another page. I think I'm going to go with that one. We also have this one. I don't know. And this one. Oh, I think I'm going to go with this one. I think the quilts fit their era really nicely. Okay. So I got a raw edge here where I cut it out, tore it out of the magazine. So I need to fix that. So my seam is going to be over here. I don't know if I'm going to add anything more or not. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to add that across the top. I have to use it someplace. And this is actually out of a Holly Hobby the calendar. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to add much else. It's got a little teddy bear there. It's got the fireplace and the garland and the stockings and the wall hangings and the angel. It just doesn't need anything else, even though I didn't do it myself. So I got to cut this out nicely, rather nicely. I think that's all it needs. I do. Unless I put something here. That's not real Christmassy. Okay, gotta glue my page. I go through so many glue sticks, but that's okay. I don't mind a bit. If I use tape, I would go through a lot of tape. And tape can get expensive. And oftentimes with my glue, I can reposition, or I can tear. The magazine pages are pretty thin, but something like this, if I change my mind, I can tear that off of a page and reuse it. It might leave some damage to the page, but sometimes I take things apart and redo them. Okay, gotta get this lined up pretty straight. I don't go for perfection, I just want it to look good. Okay. Well, that's not so good. Okay. And I'm going to glue this across the top just to make it pretty. And if you feel like you don't have any talent at making collages, it doesn't really matter. Things don't have to overlap. You can just fill it up with square cutout shapes. Overlapping is good though. You should practice with that, because it makes a difference. Even though I'm not doing much overlapping on this one. Okay. I think this looks great in that room. This is pretty much how I did my Holly Hobby book. I had a lot of Victorian rooms from Victorian decorating magazines that I had collected back in the 90s. And I usually put a room behind them for a background. I don't always make scenes. This is a scene, but you could do pretty much anything you want. There's no rules. You're not going to do it wrong. Let me see what I've got over here. Let me see. I'm going to add that right there. We're going to add this over here. Because, you know, I cut these things out to use them up, so I'm going to use them up. That page is done. Now we'll make another one. I'm going to do this. This came from some packaging. I don't know where. In here I've got some leftover scrapbooking paper. Let's see what I've got. I have a Christmas tree. No, that's not doing it for me. Maybe over here. I think I need a better piece of scrapbook paper on the back. I do. I like that better. And just need to find some things to fill in the spaces. I need something right there. And there you have it. Maybe something down here. I like to use up a lot of things on my pages. Okay, now I'm ready to start gluing, I guess. So, start with this. I wish I could remember where I bought this paper. I think I bought it from Scrapbooking for Less, because I really like it. I ordered 2 sheets, and I don't think I have another sheet left. The snowy houses, it's good for Christmas, and I love Victorian houses. I love them. So this is sticking off at the top slightly, so I have to trim it down. Then I'm going to glue this. I'm going to glue this down in the corner. I got this out of a magazine. These 2 are scrapbooking paper. Okay, now let me see. How would it look to have this? Yeah, that's going to overlap that. Or maybe, no, I don't want this to cover up the words there, so I don't want to do that. I'm thinking I might put that up there and this a little lower, but I don't want those Merry Christmas words covered up. And this I printed off of Pinterest. This I cut out of that folk art magazine. think this line here needs to be a little bit more level. So now I gotta shift it over some. Yeah. And I'll put anything on the page, vintage with new. I do like the vintage stuff. I'm gonna try, it's probably not gonna work, to, where's my razor blade? There. This is cardboard from some packaging. I'm gonna see if I can peel the back off. Sometimes it goes pretty well, and sometimes it doesn't. So let's see. Just want to make it a little thinner. Well, that's not going well. But now that I started, I think I'll try to continue. This is my first ever all Christmas glue book. Do you imagine when you're gone, years after you're gone, your children saving your glue books and your things you've made just because you made them, and treasuring them? That's what I really hope my daughter will do, and I think she will. Especially the ones, we've made a few together. I go for the more vintage stuff, Victorian stuff, but we're working on a fashion one for her right now. Just stuff we've cut out of magazines, models and makeup and jewelry and clothes and shoes and purses. I like my books to have a theme. I did just do a random book. That was a lot of fun too. I've got a couple going on. Oh, I got 3 going on right now, and that's unusual for me. Usually I'll just stick with one, and I'm pretty much sticking with this one right now. Haven't been working on my others much. But I usually just stick with one and see it through. And I'm not one of those people who will just start glue stuff on a page and they got all these unfinished pages. And hey, that's great. If that's your style, go for it. But that's not me. I gotta go do an entire page and it's done. Okay, we're getting there. Got it almost all glued together. Alright, we gotta use up this washi tape. And you know what? I'll probably go buy some more. Because now I'm finally using it. It wasn't an automatic thing for me using this tape, you know, because I'm used to doing other things, and using the tape was not really my thing. Well, that's done. I think it turned out really good. So I'm going to do a quick flip through my book, and I think that's all the pages I'm going to make for right now. I might make some more videos of my glue book, of making these Christmas pages. But if I don't, and even if I do, I will be doing a flip through. I'm going to do a quick flip through for you right now. You'll get to see it twice. So this book is my art book. And I put my pages in progress. When I'm done, I will bind it. Let me show you. This is one of my finished books. And when I'm done with these pages, I will take them out of the page protectors and stack them up. And what you do is I add the cover last, but I glue the edges of the page. I clamp them. Shannon Green has a video how to bind books, and I also made one too. I hope you can find it on my page. But basic tools, you stack up your pages really nicely, and you use some clamps, and you clamp them together, and that's the hardest part because they shift. But once you get it glued straight, then you glue the edges with some liquid glue. I use tacky glue, or you can use Elmer's glue. It doesn't really matter because that's not your finished product. But so then you clamp it and you glue it and you let it dry completely, because if it's not dry, it's going to be shifted and you're going to have problems. So then when it's dry, I take it out to my workshop and I drill some holes every half an inch or so, 3 per inch, 2 per inch, whatever. It's not perfect. And then I sew them. I sew them together. And then for the longest time I didn't put covers on them, but then when I slide them on the bookshelf, these edges were rubbing together and coming loose, and no, I don't want that. So then I created some covers, and I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but I ran another bead of glue along there, and I put this is white duct tape, and I just taped the covers on like this. This is just scrapbook paper. This is an old calendar page. This book is all dogs and cats. This is kind of random stuff. It's all dogs and cats in this book. Anyway, and I do a flip through of almost all of my books, so you should be able to find that on my page. So we're going to do a quick flip through of this. So I hope I got a good, let me check my viewfinder, make sure we're showing it good. Okay. There. So that's the first page, and I did make a cover, and it's in the back, and I'll show it to you when I get to it. So I used M&Ms. This was in an ad. I like the reindeer. Just random stuff. Here's Holly Hobby. Here's a church. I like to collect old buildings. This is really nice. Well, it does have the wreaths on the door, so I guess it is Christmas. This is a calendar page. Let me show you real quick. Where are they? I bought a big stack of calendars maybe 10 years ago. I was really into Victorian stuff. My house was all decorated Victorian, and I bought this big stack, and I've used probably half of these pages, and I cut them up and use them, and I use them whole, and I think I paid $1 for like 10 of these calendars. It was one of the best buys ever. And that's before I ever did glue books. So I have a lot of that stuff. I used the back of a candy cane box. I like to make tags. This is one of my tags I made. Just random stuff. I just made a page. You just saw me make this page. Now this is the same thing, except this one has Snap, Crackle, and Pop on it. Snap, Crackle, and Pop. And this one doesn't. So they're totally different pages. So that's fine. And this is a magazine ad. I didn't notice at first. He's yellow M&M. And so his tree is yellow. Everything is yellow. And I added this, and you got to do our own little touches. And then this was in a magazine, and I added these things and a little gift wrap there. But this was as is. This is a big sticker I put on there, and some frosted trees in the back. I've had this for a long time, and I just never did use it. And finally, yes, I love it when I use stuff that I've had for a long time. And this is out of Birds and Blooms, I think. Birdhouses and birds. This is out of Birds and... No, this is out of a book I bought. A book of birds. I like using birds. And this is out of an ad. You could buy those. This is out of an ad, of course. I got these out of a Target ad or somewhere. Maybe Target. there's one of my calendar pages, and of course I gotta have my own touches to it. I feel like I'm cheating if I leave. You could use it as is. And then this is actually where I cut it. Here's her wing. So I used that too. It continued to the next page, but you wouldn't have to do that. I went to a rummage sale, and I bought a whole bunch of greeting cards for 10 cents a piece, just so that I could cut them up and put them in my glue books. This was a magazine page. These were all together, and I created 2 pages. I just cut these are the three pictures in this one. I just cut them out like this and glued it on the page and filled in the spaces. There's Holly Hobby. Love Holly Hobby. That's not the same tree we just did, I hope. Nope, it's different. Good, it's different. Okay. So, and I printed this. I love these ladies' heads. This is so pretty. And I'm mixing, well, this is vintage, but not Victorian. I'm mixing old with new. And this is for 1991. It's a paper doll you could cut out. And I cut out the dress and put it on her in a hat and glued it together. Holly Hobby. Love my Holly Hobby. This is from that folk art magazine. A lot of this is from the folk art magazine. Here's a house I saw somewhere of a decorated yard. Okay, so I'm not going to put these in the pockets yet because I like to scan them. Which one did I do first? Okay, so this one goes next. It goes here. Then we flip it, and then this one goes next. And we flip it. And then this one goes next, and we flip it. And I think I have like 18 pages left I need to make to get my 50 pages. I gotta fill in these. I think there's probably, I don't know. When this is full, I counted out 25 sheet protectors, page protectors, so then it's 25. And then this is going to be my cover. When I'm done, this will be the cover. And then this is the inside. I just used some scrapbook paper and I put that on there. And then I used this paper for the back cover. It's two-sided, and I added that. So this is going to be the front and the back cover of my Christmas book. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and Merry Christmas 2018. Bye-bye.